Okay.
All right, we're live. Let's do this, bro.
Yes, sir.
Let's get this going. We're back to Brilliance Mastermind today, our live stream. So we're going to be going through chapter out of a book. So we got Henry and Joseph in here. So what's up, Joseph? What do we got today, brother?
Hello, hello. So yeah, we got here, let me oh hold on. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we have Shad Helmstedter's What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, and we're going to be doing chapter 9 out of it.
All right, all right.
All right, let me just move this over really quickly. All right, cool. That way it's simple. All right, so yeah, I wanted to do chapter 9 out of Shad Helmstedter's What to Say When You Talk to Yourself because the 5 levels of self talk is pretty important. You know, being able to know the 5 levels. That way, you know what different types, or what self talk really is.
Right, right. Yeah, no, that's good stuff. And, sometimes we say negative things or where we should actually be more positive, so I don't want to spoil everything out of this. So yeah, let's get to it, bro.
All
So
right.
tell them how we do it and what we do, and this, or they're gonna see it too, step by step, but
Yes. Yeah.
as you're putting it together,
hmm
let them know what we do.
Yeah. So basically, we uploaded it to Notebook LM. There's also a guy who does audio breakdowns or book breakdowns or book reports. And so I added his video in it, just add a little bit more context. And so we have the book. And so I'm going to tell Notebook LM, like, hey, I only want to go through chapter 9 and let me know what it's about.
All right. Yeah, yeah. And this was good. For those of you guys that are tuning in, we did a live stream the other day. We left it up so you guys can check it out. It's been pretty cool. We're doing using Notebook LM and breaking down by the chapter rather than just doing a summary of an entire book. We're getting into the meat and potatoes of it. Breaking it down and getting a lot more of the impact. Out of this chapter and stuff like that. So it's been really good. So this is what we're doing, and getting this information in an applicable way.
Yeah, definitely. Here, I'm going to do browser just because I like how clean that looks. But yeah, so definitely like what Henry just said. Um, Instead of doing a whole book breakdown, we would much rather let people know like one chapter and the meat and potatoes of that one chapter. That way, it's not like we're trying to, you know, give too much information. That way, it's not information overload. But we also don't want to gloss over very important points that maybe one chapter really highlights. And I mean, that way we could also come back to the same book as well. And it's not like, oh well, we already did that book, but we only did one chapter of a book.
Yeah, yeah. No, definitely. And it always happens, right? Like you read a book and we said this the last time is like you read something and then, it's like, oh man, the next time you read it, I'm like, I didn't even know that was in that book. You know what I'm saying? So this is one way to, expound and to get a lot of impact, out of it. So
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're gonna check to see what it said. So in this chapter, soft talk is defined as a way to override past negative programming by erasing or replacing it with subconscious positive new directions. It is presented as a practical method to live life by active intent rather than passive acceptance.
good stuff right there.
Yeah. All right. So let's just go through the bullet points. So the 5 levels. So yeah, this chapter is about the 5 levels of soft talk. So level 1 is the level of negative acceptance, the I can't. So this is described as the lowest and most harmful level of soft talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where, and I like that's level 1 because that's where a lot of people are at, or even that's where a lot of people stop at, right? Um, like the I can't, and then they move on.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing, this is like a limited thing that that you should be eliminating from our conversations with ourselves. That's what this book basically breaks down. And the self talk is, yeah, just almost like getting rid of that negative. I can't. And so we're going to get more into it right as we continue on. But yeah, this is the lowest form and the most harmful, of self talks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll move on to the next one. The level of recognition and need. I ought to, I need to, or I should. While not explicitly named in the PDF, the YouTube transcript mentions level 2 is categorized by words as I need to, I ought to, or I should. This level recognizes a problem that but creates no solution, especially doing nothing to address the issue.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. No, definitely. It's the I need to, is definitely, a better way to reframe it, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to like I can't, So it's just a change, the reframing of your mindset, it's like, I need to do this, and yeah, that helps with that self-talk, just motivating and inspiring.
Mm-hmm. All right, so level 3 is the level of decision. So this is identified as the first level of self-talk that works for you instead of against you. In level 3, you not only recognize the need for change, but also make the decision to do something about it.
Mm, yeah, that's good, bro. Yeah, the decision, and that's the thing. Whenever you're going through something, what I mean, we always have to make decisions, right? So it's like it's going to bring about that outcome,
Hmm.
So your best bet in this situation, it's already a negative thing. So it's like, how can I turn this into a positive? So self-talk, is the key, because a lot of times we feel like it's coming down on us. The problem is too unbearable, so that's where that negative stuff comes in. So self-talk, making that decision ahead of time, like times like this where you get the motivation, the inspiration, and finding, the tools to help you, so that way when these things do happen. So I think that's where that level of decision takes place.
Yeah, I like how it mentions how it's categorized by words like I never or I no longer. So the example I gave is I no longer put off things that I want to get done. And that's like one thing that I've really been doing is I say like I'm not that person anymore. So like whenever I say things that I used to do, I almost follow it up in my head with like I don't do that anymore, or I'm not that person anymore. So, one thing that I've always or that I used to struggle with was completing things, right? So after I say that, like in my head, I tell myself like, but I'm not that person anymore.
Right. Yeah, and that's the reframing, of the mindset. It's like, yeah, maybe I used to do that, but not anymore. And you have to continue that, because again, in life, what happens is, you go through these things, right? Whatever the situation, the trial, whatever it is, that it's forming you. And if you don't learn the first time around, you'll go through it again, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's important, like the way he's breaking it down, that level of decision. You have to make that decision, and that I no longer want this to be, you know, um, the result. So uh, that self talk does stem from making a decision.
Yeah. All right, so let's go on to the next point. The
Hmm.
level of the better you I am. Interesting. I would think that the I am is would be higher because of other things I've read. They talk well, I mean I guess it's 4 out of 5, right? So
Right.
so the I am, this is considered the most effective kind of soft talk we can ever use. At this level, or it is at this level that you paint a fully completed new picture of yourself the way that you want to be and give the this picture to your subconscious mind as a new program. So level 4 is categorized by the words I am.
Yeah, yeah, and it's interesting that the way he broke this down. So on our last live stream, that's what we were talking about as the subconscious mind, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like seeing it before it happens. You know what I mean? So this kind of I am puts you in that projected place where you can, see it like, okay, I am better than where I'm at, so you start planting those seeds, and making those decisions. But it all goes hand in hand with each other, right? So it's a self-talk. I'm not this, I'm not that, I am this, so I am successful, I am accomplished, I am, and it's not a trickery thing or anything, because the subconscious mind, it kind of, we talked about last week, it was talking about like, just seeing it, seeing it before it happens, and having that faith that it's going to come about from that.
Yeah, exactly, that faith. And yeah, I mean, that's why affirmations are I am beautiful or I am strong or, whatever it is.
Right.
The three that I tell myself throughout the day, and especially like today, I was in the shower, and it's kind of my mantra to do. I will just keep repeating I am healthy, I am happy, and I am successful. Like those are my three like daily, if not almost hourly affirmations. Like as I'm doing stuff throughout the day, like I'm telling myself those three things. I'll add on to those, and there's even a line of thinking to add the more, or like the operative more. So I am more healthy, I am more successful, I am more happy, and that way it's almost like, it's the abundance as well.
Right. No, that's the thing. And you got to say it out loud too, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
not just think it, but also speak it out, because, it goes back into, your eyes and your ears are, the windows to your soul. So like it gets back in there, it helps you to grow, and it brings it about. And again, if you want to know more about this, go back and listen to the last live, because we talked about the subconscious mind from Think and Grow Rich, and it just goes hand in hand with this self-talk as well. So
Yeah, and I kind of did this purposefully. So the two previous lives that we did were about the subconscious mind. So it was Joseph Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and then Think and Grow Rich, which we covered the subconscious mind chapter. And the reason why I did that, and now why I'm doing this one, is the guy who does the YouTube videos, or like the book breakdowns.
mhm.
He recommends that those two are the prerequisites to this book, because once you understand your subconscious mind and how to almost reprogram it, then knowing what to say to yourself is even more powerful, because now you know the power of saying stuff to yourself, or now you know the power of impressing your subconscious mind.
Yeah, very true, very true. Yeah, no, definitely, bro. It's a muscle that needs to be exercised, so it takes time, guys. It doesn't happen overnight. But just staying consistent with it, keep doing it, keep learning,
Mm-hmm.
keep the good self-talk going.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's go on to the next level, level 5. So the level of oneness. This level is described as abstract and perhaps esoteric, spoken for thousands of years and linked to ancient religions. It is the self-talk of oneness with God or divine, a timeless cosmic affinity. This level takes a more perspective on life, or a more broader perspective of life, speaking of unity of spirit and giving meaning to or being.
Mm,
Interesting. I want to go deeper into level 5.
okay, let's
So,
give it a prompt. Let's see what we come up with. Yeah, the level of oneness. Let's see what it comes up with. It says this level takes a broader perspective of life, speaking of unity, spirit, and giving meaning to our being. Important, it's recommended to focus on levels 3 and 4, practical, everyday goals. Yes. All right. Come on. It's so amazing the AI, this tool here, what would take us, days to research, we got it in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So defined as oh, okay. Soft talk is defined as a method to override past negative programming. Oh, okay. So about level 5, the oneness, how to use it, and how it differs from level 4. So the level of universal affirmation, it is. Okay. So level 5 is described as the highest. Okay. Okay. Okay, this level speaks of a higher level of spirit or consciousness that than what is typically considered in daily life. It is described as beautiful, almost poetic. Um, okay, I am one with the true, healthy qualities of my life, and they are one with me. Life, to me, is a place of joy, serenity, peace, and healthy well-being. Another example is life is uplifting and fulfilling in my body, mind, and spirit. So I see. I think it's trying to almost like not instead of I am, which is like the perspective of. I mean, it does start with I am, right? But it's more so
Right.
like an ethereal body type of sense, like like it's saying life to me is a piece of joy or a place of joy, serenity, peace, and healthy well being. Like it's almost like these are the conditions